Happy Friday, everybody. It's Holly from Common Sense True Crime. Boy, do I have a treat for you. I actually found this online where Tim Mullen has an assortment of songs, horrible songs that sound like he himself wrote them. Let's take a listen.
But said, I'm supposed to be an infidel. I said, that's not much to brag about, is it, sir?
On the side of an autumn-lit field lived the infidel. Life seemed good, had gone quite well. Lived the infidel. I am free, I am free, I am free. Parson came, didn't look too clean, met the infidel.
And this next up is one of my favorites. Take a listen.
And when the babies was born, there's all chickens but one. He was an eagle. He was an honorable fellow. He was altogether different, but you see, he was born in another category. The sperm and the egg was different. It made a different bird. Certainly. He looked queer, he acted funny to the rest of them, but he's only acting natural because he couldn't do no more because he was an eagle.
Little chicken don't look so sad.
I'm sorry. What was that again, Tim? Little chicken don't look so sad. When you pair this stuff up with his writings, this is a demented human being. Something is very wrong with him. And, looking at it like that, you can really see why he would decide to befriend Candace and Don. But more than just that, I think he's involved. Just Don's anger level the other night with Cher, or as Don calls her, Sure. Why does Don talk like a really old surfer boy? He's from Utah, and now he lives in the hills of Tennessee. Where does he get that from? Sure. Oh my gosh. Anyway, the fact that Don got so mad because she was calling Tim a suspect, we should pay attention to that. Because why would it make him so angry? In the same way that saying Candace is a suspect makes him angry. We know that she was involved in Summer's disappearance. So it just makes sense that same anger level he had about Tim being a suspect, that would tell us he's involved too. And I've seen a lot of comments. I've been in a lot of lives where more and more of us are thinking Tim Mullen is involved in this somehow. He is a suspect. And I just hope he keeps it up, because hearing from him every time makes me more certain that he is. And I just hope that it's getting the attention of law enforcement. Now on to my least favorite person of this week, Robin Lane. Robin's a piece of work, isn't she? I mean, really. The fact that Tim, when talking about meeting Robin, went into this elaborate story about bread and why he calls her the bread lady, that is distancing himself from Robin. Oh, that I knew her so little that I just referred to her as the bread lady. That is so freaking obvious. There's more going on between her and Tim than what they'd ever want us to know. And don't think, if it's really true, that Robin tried to get custody or be a foster parent for the boys, like we think happened yesterday. You have to know that Tim is 110% behind that. All the stuff he has come out and said about the boys and about CPS, of course, he put her up to this. But Robin shouldn't be so stupid as to think that's something that she should ever attempt to do. Those boys are where they need to be. They're being protected. And they need to stay away, far away from their parents and any of their parents' associates or friends. Bottom line. And finally, I would like to play a very good clip that Sweet Tea with John B. shared yesterday. And I'd like to make some comments on it. So take a listen to that.
So is he telling his foster family this stuff?
He calls his caseworker that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, that's not good.
Right. So, I have to fight against that and prove that it's not me. And, I've already proved that I wasn't stealing over there in Hamlin County.
Oh, yeah. That was crazy. That was insane.
So, I have to be like this goody two-shoe parent, and Donnie gets to do whatever he wants to do, kind of thing.
Well, that's not how it's supposed to be at all.
But see, a lot of people don't know, because I haven't told a lot of people that when Donnie and me and the kids and all were here, when Summer was here. See, I've protected Donnie a lot.
So just to clarify what was said there, because I had a little trouble myself. Candace is a mush mouth, and it sounded like she was making her signature spaghetti and meatballs. Yummy. So the person talking to her said, so is Josie telling his foster family this quote-unquote stuff? And Candace says he told his caseworker that. And then Candace says, I have to prove it wasn't me. So Josie must have told on her too for her to say that. She wouldn't have to prove that she was not participating in the abuse Josie's telling his caseworker about. She would not have to prove that if she hadn't been implicated in that. And then at one point she says, I have to be a goody two-shoes parent, and Donnie gets to do whatever he wants. Goody two-shoes. What does that consist of to you, Candace? A cold hot dog out of the microwave? No lunch all day? Those mattresses? It goes on and on. Was that you being a goody two-shoes parent then? Because that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. And you know what? It tells us a whole lot about how bad things were there in your home. And Donnie gets to do whatever he wants. Well, doggone it. You just had to be there and be number one parent and do everything by the book and just knock yourself out being a mom. Right, Candace? Wrong, Candace. You are a piece of shit parent. And we all know that. That tells us so much right there. It tells us so much. And I'm so glad to hear that Josie has been talking to the caseworker. Thank God for that. And Tim and Robin, that's exactly why your little plans, your evil plans to try to get the boys back are not going to work. Keep making yourself look guilty. I hope that you get arrested for accessory after these two get thrown in jail where they belong. That's it for me today. Thank y'all for always listening. I appreciate it. Bye-bye.